Okay. Do you have basic idea about probability? So, do you know sample space? Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, tell me, anyone know? Can tell me. Or yes. So, this probability start with the word random experiment. So, you might have idea about the word random experiment. Yeah. So, a random experiment. So, what is a random experiment? Can you tell me, anyone? Yes, try to answer. If you answer wrong, no problem. So you can answer. Wrong. I will have no problem. You can answer wrong. Okay. So try to answer actually. So it will make class interacting. Yeah. So anyone know about random experiment? What is the meaning of random experiment?
Suppose an experiment having more than one outcome, all possible results are known, but the actual result cannot be predicted. Such as experiment is called a random experiment.
Okay. So good. You have said the definition. So the matter is in the random experiment what happens, it will have, there are two conditions. The first condition is it must have at least two outcomes, or you say more than one outcome. It should have an experiment which has more than one result. You can say an experiment which has more than one result or outcome. You can say result or outcome. Okay. And second thing, so you know the all possible outcomes, like it has more than one result or one outcome, but exactly you don't know what will be the exact result, or you can say exact result cannot be predicted in advance. Cannot be predicted in advance. There are two conditions: an experiment which has more than one outcome, and exact result cannot be predicted in advance. For example, so if I ask you example, tossing a coin. So this is an experiment, tossing a coin. So can we say it is a random experiment? Yeah, you try to answer, everyone. So is it a random experiment?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
yes, yes.
So
Yes, sir.
how many outcome it has?
Two.
Two. It has, yeah. So it has two outcomes. So you already know it has two outcomes, head or tail. So outcomes are head or tail. So it has more than one outcome. And before tossing coin, can you tell me what will come? So is it, can you predict that head will come or tail will come? You cannot predict, right? I mean, you cannot say head will only come, because you know that either head or tail, any one of the outcome will be for sure, but you don't know exactly head will be or exactly tail will be outcome, right? Are you understanding my point?
Yes, sir.
So in tossing a coin, this experiment is random experiment because it has more than one outcome, and exact outcome I cannot predict in advance. And after experiment we can predict, we can say, but in advance, before performing experiment, we cannot tell what is the exact outcome. Okay, like there are many, rolling a die. So throwing a die or rolling a die, you can say. So throwing a die is another experiment. So other experiment will be throwing a die, throwing or rolling a die. So what are the outcomes in a die?
6.
6, right? What are the outcomes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. So these are outcomes. So again, this will be random experiment. You know why? Because it has more than one outcome. An exact result you cannot predict before performing the experiment. That's why. Okay. Now the word comes. This was a random experiment. Now the word comes sample space. So what is sample space?
Total possibilities.
Right. So
Outcome.
in mathematical sense, if we say this is a set containing, this is a set, okay, set or collection, a set containing all possible outcomes, set containing all possible outcomes, okay, is called sample space, is called sample space. Mostly it is denoted by S, but in some book it is denoted by S, or somewhere you will find like omega, or some people define by capital X like this. So we'll continue with S, okay, so capital S. So sample space is denoted by capital S or omega or capital X like this. So I will follow this notation S. So for example, the simplest sample space is set containing all possible outcomes. Set containing all possible outcomes. For example, if experiment is tossing a coin, so what is the sample space for this experiment? Set containing head, tail, right? Throwing a die or rolling a die. So what will be the sample space?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Right. Set containing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like you can say tossing a pair of dice. Now, how many outcomes will be there?
12.
36.
How many? 12 or 36?
36.
36. Total 36 outcomes will be there. So what are that 36 outcomes?
1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, and such 36. 6.
Yes. So what happens actually? You have to toss pair of dice, right? Pair of dice. So one dice can show 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and other die can show 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is a Cartesian product of sets. So this is written like this way. Also you can write this is for first throw, this is for second throw. Together if you write, so it can produce 1, 1. 1, 1 means first die can show 1, second die can show 1, or it may be 1, 2. First die can show 1, second die can show 2. So it's a set of all possible outcomes. So we have to write all the possibilities. So first die can show 1, second can 3, like this. 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6. Similarly, next will be like 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6. 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 3, 5, 3, 6. 4, 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 4, 6. Then like 5, 1, 5, 2, 5, 3, 5, 4, 5, 5, and 5, 6. And next, so we have total 36 outcomes. So one line contains 6 plus 6 plus 6, then this 6 and this 6. Next will be 6, 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, and 6, 6. So these are our all possible outcomes when we throw a pair of dice. Okay. So how many outcomes will there if we throw 3 dice together? So next element may be tossing,
216.
yeah, 3 dice together or 1 dice thrice. So in that case, I will not write all, but it will be something like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, and like that. It will end till 6, 6, 6. So how many will be total? So we are tossing 3 dices. So first dice has 6 outcome, and the second has 6, and third has 6. So total, if you multiply, you will get 216. Okay. So we have total 216 like this if you write all. Okay. Tossing a pair of coin. Yeah. So what will be sample space?
Head, head, tails, tail, head, tail, head.
Yes, both can show head, one tail, one head, both tail. And similarly, you can write for 3 tosses, right? Tossing 3 coins together, 1 coin thrice. Tossing 3 coins together. Now, so in that case, what will be the outcome?
Triple head, head and tails, head, tails, head.
So it will be H, 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 T, like H, T, H, H, T, 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 H, H, T, H, T, 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 H, and T, T, T. So this is the outcome when we toss 3 coins together. Okay, 8 outcomes. Fine. This thing all you know. Okay. So next word. So you have to understand this word because this is important word. Sample space is important word. This will come in every question almost. Okay. So sample space. There is next word comes event. So you have to remember these words. Next word is event. So what is the definition of event in mathematics sense or in probability sense? Yeah. So any one of you tell me if you know. Do you know anyone?
A particular amount of outcomes from an experiment.
Yes, yes, this is also fine. Yeah, anyone want to tell in other words?
Particular condition that gives different outcomes, different result.
Hmm. Yes, actually, you can say what like this in examples. If I say in words, in questions, what they do in lower classes, you might have seen the questions like, suppose we toss a coin twice, then what is the probability of getting head on the both toss? Or in the same in the question like we are tossing a die, okay, what is the probability of getting even number? So the probability they ask actually that thing is event, like probability of getting odd number. So this odd number is event. So in mathematical sense, what is the definition? So in mathematical sense, event is actually in math, in words, if I write in mathematically, so it is a subset of, it is a subset of sample space. Subset, subset like a small brother and a younger brother. So
Set.
subset of a sample space, the part of the set. Subset, you can say simply part of the set. So event will be the part of the sample space, some part. It may contain one element, it may contain two, it may contain three, or it may contain as many as in the sample space. For example, so event is a subset of sample space in mathematical sense. For example, in case of tossing a coin, so tossing a coin, this is an experiment. The sample space for it is head, tail. Now if you want to write event in that case, so it is a subset. So how many subset you can write for this set? Do you know subset?
3.
Only 3. What are the 3? So I name it E1.
HTTH.
uh, how many subset this S set has. So subset means contain the part of the set simply. So let me tell you. Anyone want to answer? How many subset this S has? Anyone? Actually, there are four subsets. One will be empty set, other is set containing H, set containing T, or other may be the same set, the whole set. So like this S has four subsets. One may be empty set, other is set containing H, mother getting head, and third is getting tail, and four is getting head or tail. So there are four subsets. Okay. This is E1, one event, E2, second event, E3, third event, E4, fourth event. So from this set, there they may ask you, what is the probability of like the thing which is impossible. So they may ask you getting both head and tail when we toss a coin, or neither head nor tail. So this is impossible event. Like empty set, when event is equal to empty set, we call it. We'll come to that. This is called impossible event. So an event which will be equal to empty set, null set, null set or empty set. And if they ask you what is the probability of getting head when we toss a coin, so in that case, this is the event. If they ask you what is the probability of getting tail when we toss a coin, this is this event. And HT. So this is this is equal to sample space. When an event is equal to sample space, we call it sure event. So the name of this event is sure event or certain event. So this is sure event. In this case, if they ask you what is the probability of getting head or tail, so this is sure either head or tail will come. So event is what? Subset of sample space. And here you have seen it has four subsets. Okay, so four different things they can ask you, or four events you can make based on this sample space. Okay, for other example, if I write, suppose tossing a die. Okay, so this is also a random experiment. So sample space, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So how many event it has? If you want to make, how many events can be generated from the sample space?
36.
Okay. One thing, let me. I think. Do you have idea? Mhm. Do you have idea about subsets? Let me tell you one thing. The number of subset is equal to of a set is equal to 2 raised to power number of elements in the set. This is a formula. So total number of subset of a set will be 2 raised to power number of elements in the set. So in the last question, you can see that sample space has 2 elements. So how many subset it will have? 2 raised to power 2. That was 4. Okay. So 4 events you can generate from this sample space. Now you can tell me. Tossing a die is an experiment, and this is a sample space. So how many different events can be generated from this sample space? So total number of events you can make is total number of subset, and 2 raised to power 6, because this S has 6 elements. So you can generate 2 raised to power 6 subsets, and each subset is a event. It is a subset of sample space. So any subset is event. In other words, I can also write. So it will be 64. You can also write event like definition of event as any subset of a sample space, okay, is called event. So any subset will be event. Okay, any subset you can write of a sample space, that is event. So it has 6 elements, it will have 64 subset. So what are they? Do you want to know? So okay, let me write few for you. So S has 6 elements. So subset will be like, okay, E1. The smallest subset is null set or empty set. Empty set means it has no element. It is also a subset according to definition. Definition is subset, and null set is subset of every set actually. Okay, E2 will be set containing 1. E3 will be set containing 2. Like this, single element you can take. Set containing 3, set containing 4, set containing 5, set containing 6. These are the single element set. Again, similarly, you can make set like set containing 1, 2, set containing 1, 3, set containing 1, 4, and like this, set containing 1, 6, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6, 3, 4, 3, 5, 3, 6. The 2 element you can select. Similarly, you can select 3 elements like 1, 2, 3, set containing 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 6, like this. Are you getting what I'm saying? Like this, 2, 3, 4. This is one subset. So this is one event. You may take 3, 4, 6 other. Again, like set containing 4 elements, set containing 5. So if you list all of them, you will get total 64. Okay, you can list. So all are event. Event actually is subset of sample space. So you can make total 64 different events corresponding to the sample space. Okay, so event is the subset of sample space. So anyone has any doubt? We want to ask something. Clear? Sample space is set of all possible outcomes. So it's a set, sample space is set containing all outcomes. Event is subset of sample space. Fine? Or taking part of a sample space. Is a part of the sample space. Yeah, clear or not?
Clear, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So next. So next are some type of events, like they may ask you what is simple event, or I know. So let me introduce this. What is a simple event? So simple event means simply its other name is also elementary event. Name called elementary event. So definition is an event containing only one element. An event containing only one element. Okay, only one element. An event containing only one element is called simple event. Okay, for example, in case of tossing a coin, you have seen like it may be getting head, or in the case of tossing or die, you may getting like two. So means only one element is contained. Like if tossing a coin twice, so sample space, like HH, HT, TH, TT, fine. And event may be like, what is the probability of getting both head? So in that case, event is actually HH. So what is probability of getting? So you are tossing twice. So both times you are getting head, what is the probability if they ask you? So in that case, event is actually HH, singleton, or elementary or simple event. Okay, fine. Next comes compound event. So compound is just opposite of elementary. Okay, so it was elementary or simple event. So next is compound event. So can you guess the definition? It's just opposite of elementary or simple.
One or more than element.
Yes. So it will have more than one element. So an event containing more than one element. An event containing more than one element. Okay, so this is a compound. Like in case of tossing a die, you may get what is the probability of getting odd numbers. So like 1, 3, 5, or what is the probability of getting even numbers when we throw a die. So 2, 4, 6, like this. So these events contain more than one element. That's why it is a compound event. Okay, so next comes disjoint event. So disjoint is defined for pairs. Disjoint event, or the other name is mutually exclusive event. Mutually exclusive events. So this is not defined for single. So disjoint events. So anyone has idea?
Two events having no element in common.
Correct. So if you have gone through sets, then they are almost same thing. Just actually probability also play on sets, because sample space is itself a set. Event is also a set. Subset is also a set, right? So that's why. So disjoint event, you can relate to the definition of disjoint set. So simple, two sets. Here I will not talking about set, I'm talking sense of probability. So I will write event. Two event with no common element, right? No common element is called disjoint or mutually exclusive. Disjoint event or mutually exclusive. Mutually exclusive. So actually in questions they may use the term disjoint events. So E1, E2 are two disjoint events. Yeah, two mutually exclusive event. In questions, if they use the word, so you should know the meaning of this disjoint event. Okay. Next comes equally likely event. Equally likely event is just like, so actually in there is a words, okay, equally likely. Equally likely event. Yeah, so now itself says definition. So equally likely event. Yeah, what will be equally likely event?
Even can be having common elements.
No, it is not that opposite. Actually, that is in other sense. Equally likely means what happens? Actually, you see, actually from the childhood, you are only told that probability of getting head is equal to what? When we toss a coin, what is the probability of getting head?
1%.
When we toss a coin, so what is the probability of getting head? Do you have idea?
1/2.
Fine. I think first one also solved the same. Okay. So 1/2. Actually, and probability of getting tail is 1/2, right? So this is not always correct, right? In the higher classes, like here, you will see there may be the case where probability of head is 1/3 and probability of tail is 2/3. It is not like always half. So in that case, there is a word called unbiased and biased. Unbiased coin, and there is a word called biased coin. So unbiased coin means they don't favor toward head or tail. They have the equal probability. So unbiased coin means a coin is unbiased, means they don't favor about head or tail. Actually, the probability of getting head and tail are both same. But biased coin means head and tail both will have the different probabilities. So the chance of occurring tail here is more than the chance of occurring head. There may be coin like that. So in general, you will see here probability of head is P, then probability of tail will be, so small p is this, so 1 minus P in that case. So P may be any number between 0 and 1, any number. So like this thing, so equally likely event, why this word occurs? So till now you have seen cases in which probability of head is half, probability of tail is half, but this is not the case always. Okay, they will tell you in the question. So if it is not the case, then they will tell you explicitly. Otherwise, you will assume this thing. But if it is not the case, then they will tell you explicitly. Okay. So what I want to tell, equally likely event means the same thing. Actually, where you assume all events or all outcomes has the equal probabilities. Like you toss coin, so sample space is head or tail, or an event, you can take single event. So chances are equal. Equally likely means equal chance. So each outcome has the equal chance in the event. So that will call equally likely event. Okay. For example, let me tell you one more example. So suppose we throw a die. Okay. We throw a die. So you know sample space are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So from the childhood, you are told that what is the probability of getting 1 when we toss a coin? Sorry, when we toss a die?
1/6.
1 by 6. But this is not the case always now. Okay, here it will not be the case. If something different will be, they will tell you explicitly. But this is not with the always case. Probability of 1 is 1 by 6, 2 is 1 by 6. This may be something else, right? This may be like you may write, okay, this is P1. Probability of getting 2 is small p2, 3 is small p3, probability of getting 4 is small p4. Okay, probability of getting 5 when tossing a die, maybe p5. Probability of getting 6 is p6. So all pi's here are between 0 and 1. Okay, between 0 and 1, and sum of all must be 1 actually. So sum of all pi's, if you add I from 1 to 6, you will get 1. This is the condition, but they are not necessarily they will have equal chances. No, no, they may have something different. It may have chance 1 by 12. It may have some other 3 by 12 like this. Nah, it may have, okay, 1 by 6 we can take. It may have 3 by 12. It may have 1 by 2. Like this, different we can make. So their sum is 1 actually. Other way we can make like this. Say 1 by 6 like this. So it is not always the case. So in that case, the event will not be equally likely. What I want to tell, suppose I write event E as 1, 3, 5. Okay. So event is the subset of sample space. Fine. So this is a sample space. Sample space is itself an event. Okay, because every set is subset of itself. So that's why it is also an event. So that will not be equally likely event. You know why? Because they have the different probability of different outcomes. Equally likely means all outcomes have the same probability. Then you can say, suppose you know, if each has the probability 1 by 6, then you can say, okay, this event is equally likely. But here you can say, okay, E1 is 1 second 135. Probability of 1 I have taken 1 by 12. Probability of getting 3 I have taken 1 by 6. Probability of getting 5 I have taken 1 by 12. So all are not equal. So that's why we will not call it equally likely. Okay. So are you getting the meaning of equally likely word?
Yes, sir.
So mostly we consider this thing. Matlab in probability, mostly we consider this thing. But this is not always the case. Case may be different. So equally likely event means each outcome has the same probability. But from the childhood, you used to see only these cases. But now we might have different cases. It is not necessary to have equal probability to each event. It is not necessary. Okay. For example, let me tell you, probability will come later on, but let me tell you, like what happens, you toss a coin. So there will be a case, you toss a coin. Okay. If head comes, toss it again. Toss it again. If tail comes, okay, so you are tossing a coin. So coin may show head or tail. If it is showing head, you again toss it. If it is showing tail, if tail comes, then you toss a die or you roll a die. Okay. So can you tell me the sample space? So first of all, I would ask you write sample space. So you try and tell me. So writing is clear. Can you read it? Actually, I have very good handwriting. Okay, so you might not be able to read easily. So it is toss a coin. Matlab we toss a coin, like you can say we toss a coin. If head comes, toss it again. Matlab the same coin you toss again. If tail comes, then you toss a die. Okay. So then write the sample space corresponding to this experiment. Yeah, try and tell me what is the sample space. So it's a set. So what are that outcomes?
Sir,
Mhm.
Veda.
the sample space will be H, T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, T6.
Okay. H. If head comes, you toss it again. So toss it again means what? Tossing a coin. Okay.
So head and tail is possible.
So if head comes, okay, you can understand by this flow chart. So you tossed a coin. So either it may show head or it may show, okay, toss. You are tossing a coin. Just I'm writing this head, or you may get tail. If you get head, then what do you do again? After getting head, what do you do?
Toss a
Toss again. So we are tossing again. So again, what we can get? Either we can get head or either we can get tail. But if you get tail, then what do you do? In first toss,
Nice.
yeah, you toss a die. So
roll.
dice has how many outcomes? One, it may show
With it.
two, it may show three, it may show four, it may show five, or it may show six. So outcome will be like after H, you are getting H. So you will write HH. After getting H, you may get T. So it will be H. So you may get H and then you will get T, or it may be head finished. Either head or tail will come. So after head, either head will come. After head, either tail will come. Because second time you are tossing a coin. Okay, if you get tail, then you throw a die. So after tail, you may get one. So it will be like first time you
T1,
getting tail.
T2.
Yeah. So T1 you can get, or T2. Okay. So what I want, T2 you can get. But after tail you may get one. After tail you may get two. After tail you may get three. After tail you may get four. Okay. So after tail you may get five, like this. So 1 minute I'm writing like this pattern. So after tail you may get five, or after tail you may get six. So I've written right here. So first black color you see is for first toss, and second red color you see for the second toss. So after head you may get head or tail. After tail you may get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like this. This is the outcome. This is the sample space. And I would like to say this sample space is not equally likely, because all outcome will not have the equal probability. How many outcomes are there? 3, 3, 2, right? 8 outcomes are there, right?
Yes, sir.
But each will not have probability 1 by 8. I would like to tell you this. So in fact, any one of them will not have the probability 1 by 8. So what I want to tell, so I will tell you how. Okay, if you understand, then let me tell you. Probability, actually what happens, the probability of this will be 1 by 4. Probability of HT will be 1 by 4. Probability of T1 is going to be 1 by 12. Probability of T2 is going to be 1 by 12. Okay, so this probability I'm writing based on your previous knowledge of probability. Previous, you already familiar with probability in lower classes. So that's why. Okay, how it is 1 by 4. So let me tell you explicitly. When you toss a coin in the first time, what is the probability of getting head? 1 by 2.
1 by
Yeah, actually we as in most cases we assume they are equally likely, but here in case of head, so we are taking unbiased coin. So 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 is 1 by 4. Again HT is, so probability of getting head in one toss and probability of getting tail in other toss. So it's 1 by 2. How it is 1 by 12? When we toss a coin, the probability of getting tail. So what is the chance of probability getting tail?
1 by 2.
1 by 2, and probability of getting 1 in the die.
1 by
1 by
1
6,
by 6.
consider, right? So see, I'm writing here. So here is 1 by 2
4.
chance, here is 1 by 2. On each 1 by 6, 1 by 6, 1 by 6, 1 by 6, and 1 by 6. So like this. So that's when it comes 1 by 12. Okay. So each T1, T2, T3, it will have probability 1 by 12. T4 will have probability 1 by 12, like this. And T5 will have probability 1 by 12. T6 will have probability 1 by 12. So what I'm saying, each outcome in the sample space are not equally likely. Okay, because all do not have the same probability or same chance of occurrence. So this sample space is not equally likely. Or if you write event, suppose T1 I write, so HT, T1, T2, like I write. So this is not equally likely. Are you getting? Because they have different, have the all event do not have the same chances of occurring. So this has the chance 1 by 4. This has the chance 1 by 12. This has the chance 1 by 12. So they are not equal. This event is not equally likely. So any doubt in this question? First, you toss a coin. Then after, according to the cases, head comes, you toss the same coin. If tail comes, you will toss a die. So according that, the outcomes differs. HT or HH, and then T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, T6. What I wanted to convey here, that all outcomes are not equally likely. So you don't write like, okay, there are 8, so 1 by 8 is the probability. No, we have to see. Okay, so that formula we apply in case of equally likely events. So if all are equally likely, then I can write probability of each of them is 1 by 8. So you have to consider these cases. Okay, so let me go ahead. Their word comes independent events. So we'll discuss it in a detail later on. So first let's introduce. So independent events. Okay, so independent, name itself suggests independent, means two events are said to be independent. Two events are said to be independent if occurrence of one event does not affect the occurrence of other. Okay, if the occurrence of one event does not affect the occurrence of other, then we call they are independent. For example, in this case you can see in the last question, occurrence of one. So like if I say suppose I would like to say two cases. Okay. We toss two coins. Okay, we toss two coins. So okay, E1 is getting head on first coin, and E2 is getting head on second coin. Okay, so are they dependent or independent?
Independent.
Okay, there are two coins. So Okay, first coin says head or tail. Will it affect the second coin? Suppose first coin show head. So will it affect second coin? Or second coin is free of first coin? Are you getting my point? If we are getting head on first coin, so will it affect the occurrence of second coin? Means will it affect or not?
No, sir.
It will not affect
No.
it. Yeah, because first coin gets head or tail will not affect the second coin. This like depend means they will affect, but they will not affect actually, because both are independent coins. So same chances like occurrence of head will be same in the second coin, irrespective of first coin so head or tail. They don't care actually. Second coin don't care about first, but they show head or tail in first coin. It will never affect the second coin actually. But when will it affect? So okay, let me give you one more example. We have a suppose bag. So this is a bag I wanted to say. So suppose I make a bag. Okay, this is a bag. This bag contains 2 red and 2 black balls. Okay, so even event is, so we are drawing 2 balls, or you can say anything. So we are drawing 2 balls without replacement. Without replacement. So do you understand the word without replacement? We are drawing 2 balls without replacement. Means suppose I draw first ball, it came red. So I will keep it outside. And the second ball I will draw from the bag without keeping the first inside. Are you getting a point? Suppose I draw 1 ball. It is red ball. So I will keep it outside and I will again draw second ball from the bag. Okay. Without replacement means I will not put it back the first ball. Okay, got it? Okay, so even event is suppose getting red ball in the first, getting red ball in one draw. Okay, I'm drawing 2 balls without replacement, one by one, you can say one by one I'm drawing. Okay, so getting red ball in first draw, and E2 is getting red ball in second draw. Okay, so what do you think? Will E1 depend on E2?
No, sir.
No, sir.
It's a without replacement. Okay, so let me ask you. You know the basic probability. Okay, so I'm writing the probability of E1. Okay, I want to write the probability of E1. So just care. Probability of E1. Okay. So E1 will be what? Getting red ball in the first draw. So how many reds are there?
2,
Out of
4.
4. So when
Four.
you, yes, so 2 upon 4 will be the probability of getting red ball in the first draw, or first ball getting red. Okay. Now let me come to the E2, probability of E2. So E2 means getting red ball in the second draw. So I want to get the probability of getting red ball in the second draw. Okay, so what will be the probability of E2? Second time getting
1 by
red is what?
1 by 4.
How? Answer is correct for one case. Yes. So actually here problem is it is
Because
without.
1 has removed. 1 is remaining.
So if you assume okay, first ball was red. So if first ball was red, so 1 red is out. So now you have 1 red and 2 black inside the box. Are you getting my point? So what I'm taking first case is when you assume okay, in first draw you came out red ball and you will not place it because it is without replacement. So now you will left with 1 red and 2 black in the box. Or second case, maybe you may get black ball in the first toss. I am writing even as red, but you may get black. So if you draw first ball and it get it black, so now in the second draw you will have only box 2 red and 1 black. So in that case, I'm asking probability of E1. Okay. So if first ball was red, so now in the bag you have only 1 red and 2 black. Now what is the chance of getting red ball? How many reds are there? 1 out of
3.
3.
3.
So क्या ये प्रोबेबिलिटी इक्वल है और क्या ये इफेक्ट कर रहा है? क्वेश्चन ये है कि वेदर फर्स्ट बॉल फर्स्ट ड्रॉ इफेक्ट द सेकंड ड्रॉ और नॉट.
Not effect.
It is affected. Okay, it is affecting. You know why? Because the red in the first chance was 2/4, but red in the second chance is 1/3 when first was red. Okay, suppose first ball is black. Okay, in that case, what will be the chance of getting red?
2/3.
2/3.
Okay, so not they are equal. Okay, without replacement we are talking without replacement. So in that case, actually the first draw will affect the second draw because it is without replacement. So it will affect because when you draw first ball red, you will keep it outside. The probability of the chance of getting red in the second toss will decrease than the chance in the first case. So they are affecting. Okay, they are dependent. Second event is dependent. Yeah, is depending on the first, because this probability will be different in different case. Because if first was red, if in first draw you get red ball, so in second draw getting red is 1/3 probability. If first draw you get black ball, you may get black ball, so getting red in the second draw is 2/3. So why they are getting different things in different cases? Because E2 depend on the E1 actually. So what I want to tell, these are dependent events. So but you don't have to do all these things in questions. We have direct one formula for dependent independent events. So we'll see later on. Just you have to understand the word of meaning. So sorry, meaning of the word. So independent event means just they are independent. Okay, in the same question if I write, so I have a box containing 2 red ball, 2 black ball. We draw 2 balls with replacement 1 by 1. So what is the meaning of with replacement? Means you will
All is removed. It will be hard. Put inside again.
you will put it again, correct. So even suppose I say getting red ball in the first draw, getting red in the first draw, and E2 getting red in the second draw. In the second draw. Now see, what is the probability of getting red in the first draw?
2/4.
2/4. Now, whether first ball you draw may be red, may be black. So the chances of being red is 2/4. Okay, you put it back. Now, what is the probability of getting red in the second draw?
Same.
Again 2/4. Yes, same. So actually, second event E2 getting red in the second draw will not depend on E1 now. Whether first ball is black, whether first ball is red. Answer for E2 will be 2/4 only. But here, if first ball was red, probability is 1/3. If first ball is black, probability is 2/3. Means second draw is depending on the first draw. So that was dependent there. But here is independent. Whether first is red, whether first is black, second toss will not affect on the first toss. Second draw will not affect on the first draw because of being with replacement. So you will see the case with replacement case is independent and without replacement is independent. But in case of coin, die, they are always independent. Like first coin will never depend, or the second coin will never depend on the first coin. Same coin if you toss second time, So it will not be affected by the first time, whether it head came or tail came. In same case of dice, you throw a dice once, it may show any number between 1 and 6. In the second time, it will not depend on what was the outcome in the first time. Okay, so coin and die case are always independent in the C simply. And this type of questions, when a ball comes, like you want to draw balls, if it is without replacement, then it is dependent. If it is with replacement, then it is independent. So what I want to say in this case, both draw are independent in with replacement case, and here it was dependent. I wanted to say this. In the coin, it was independent. So independent. Okay, so we'll look back to this question later on, because this is a good topic. So question is asked on this. So we have the formula. So I will come to that when we see that Bayes theorem and conditional probability and all. Okay. So mutually exclusive and mutually exhaustive. So there is a term mutually exclusive and mutually exhaustive. Okay, events. So like there will be a collection of events. You know, there may be any event, and event is a subset of sample space. So maybe more than 2 or 3. So suppose in general case, if I write let E1, E2, E3, E4, En, okay, be events of an experiment with sample space S. What I'm saying, that E1, E2, E3, E4, E5, En be events of an experiment with sample space S. Okay, there are n events I have considered, such that first condition is EI intersection EJ, means you take any 2 out of these n events, you select any two, you will see nothing is common. 5 means this is notation for null set, okay, empty set, means EI and EJ has nothing common, means they are disjoint, okay, we call it pairwise disjoint. So for all IJ, you can take IJ any number from, for IJ different from, IJ must be different. So for all I n different than J, any I, any J you can select, like E1 intersection E2 will be 5, E2 intersection E3 will be 5, E1 intersection En will be 5. So we call it pairwise. This name is this condition is pairwise disjoint. Pairwise disjoint. Okay. And second condition is, if you take union of all, E1 union, E2 union, E3, and so on up to En. If you take union of all, you will get the complete sample space. S means sample space. So then we call it, these events are mutually exclusive as well as mutually exhaustive. So in exclusive means disjoint, okay. Exhaustive means you take together, it will be equal to sample space. So 2 conditions are there. Nothing common in any 2 of the event. If you take union, you will get like this. So suppose this is a sample space. Suppose I want to do this. So like this, you can break. So this is E1, this is E2, this is E3. Okay. En. We call it partition also. Okay, so time कितना हो गया? So class was from 8 to 9, right? Sorry, 8:30 to 9:30. Last time was
Yes, sir.
Okay, but I have taken it as a now I have started 8:50. Okay, so we just discussed some basic things, just basic terminologies in the probabilities. We will continue this in the next class. Okay, so this was just basic things. So what is a random experiment? What is sample space versus event? Then types of event we were discussing. Types of event like simple event, compound event, disjoint event, independent event. Okay, then mutually exclusive and exhaustive. So time fast. So next class is on Friday. So Friday will continue 8:30 to 9:30. So we'll continue this. First we'll solve few questions based on this. Then we'll continue this. Okay. So any doubt anyone want to ask or any question you have? Anyone?
No, sir.
Okay. So I will share this PDF with you through ma'am. Okay. That's all for today now. Thank you everyone and take care.
Thank you, sir.